Hello, this is Dan Murphy. Welcome to One Beer With. I'm here with the one and only Mr. Outrageous Al Burke here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Got a Miller Genuine Draft here. I'm going with the Corona. There we go.
Cheers, brother.
Now, thanks for taking a little bit of time to talk to me today. Obviously, your background, pro wrestling, you've done stunt work, you've done acting, you've done some charitable stuff. I'd like to just start with the wrestling. How did you first get involved with pro wrestling, and how did that go along for you?
It's kind of crazy. Friends of mine knew Hulk Hogan back when he was with the AWA working against Nick Bockwin. Mm-hmm. He did the three belts, then lost everyone. Vern didn't like him. Obviously.
He's not a Vern Gagne style wrestler.
Yeah, he's not. But anyways, Hulk had just finished Rocky III. Friends of mine knew him very well, so they took me over. He told us where to go to school, how to get about, everything to do to get into pro wrestling. I walked away going, no, I can't do that. I really did.
Really?
I walked away saying, I can't do that. That's stupid. So I listened to their stories for 2 years. Oh, we just came back from Australia. We're going to Europe. We're going to Japan. We're going to Hawaii. We work for 20 or 30 minutes a night, and we do this all night long. 2 years I listened to these stories, and I'm like, okay, it sounds good. I'm going to do this.
It's a good deal, right?
So guess what? I outlasted both of their careers put together. 27 years in the business. Not the biggest guy, fairly athletic, came out of boxing, little boxing, went into karate, played football, hockey, all that stuff in school, so very athletic background, but pro wrestling, it took a lot, and, I stepped up, and like I said, I've had a great run, 16 championships, can't complain.
So are you officially retired, or are you what's the status right now?
I did retire, and then they called me to entertain the troops back up in Alaska.
Okay, yeah.
So Joint Base Elmendorf Richardson, I think it's called, JBAC. They called me to do the troops. I'm like, you know what, I can't turn that down.
Oh yeah, that's great.
And I used to do a military tour. You talk to Denise on other things. Denise, she worked at Satin Dollar. She went beyond that. And she went on the international tour, waking up in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba.
Oh my God.
To do that, it's like I had left that promoter at that time, but it was a heck of a run, and I can't say no to the troops. So I went out. I had 30 days to get ready.
Okay.
So within 30 days, my diet went super strict, and I was up to 8 miles every morning. California hills, California, we can walk year-round, so no big deal.
Yeah.
So I was in okay shape. Luckily, my opponent, who was a piece of crap, he's one of those guys, okay, I went to camp,
Right.
I'm going to be me. He was 350 pounds. He was a fat slug. I couldn't do anything. I was very happy with where I was. I should have been better. I'm way up there in age. I was happy where I was.
Yeah.
Went out, walked circles around this kid who's he was 30, was he like 36? 30,
okay.
Maybe 40. I'm almost 60. But
you're still working circles.
Yeah, and I worked circles around him.
Very cool.
Had a good time. Took his belt. He's still crying about it. He's here in Vegas, still crying. Too bad, bitch. Go home. But anyways, I came back for that, and then I had one other one where a movie part I had done. I had to fly to Florida. Now, my character's Punchy the Clown.
That's what I was going to talk about, the Killjoy movies.
The Killjoy.
He's the scene stealer from the Killjoy movie.
I've got this full headgear that's latex. Okay, you can't breathe in there. I've got the hole to breathe, but sweat is dripping. It's like 85 degrees and 90% humidity. I've got a sumo suit underneath my wrestling outfit. Over my wrestling outfit. And then the Punchy suit, which is a full suit.
Oh, yeah.
I was just toasted. But it was a gimmick match. The guy that put on the show down there, he's the one who helped make Punchy's face.
Okay.
He was actually on the season 1 of Facing.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, no.
Wow,
So he's a very well-known special effects guy, and Tom Devlin. And he made the Punchy face. He's made many faces for many different things.
Is he the one that didn't you say that somebody has a replica of your head?
Yes.
Is he the one who has?
Yeah, he cast my head. What they do is they cast your head. You sit in this thing for like 45 minutes where it's just claustrophobic. You can't even see out the eyes as they cover over. Then they get a head mold, and then he can make as many masks any different way.
So he's just got all sorts of versions of your head
Oh, he
floating
does.
around.
He does. And they actually use different names. Punchy, but Punchy was also a bruiser and, something,
Yeah.
it's all different things. I mean, it's merchandising.
Yeah, that's terrific.
But, no, so those are really the only two times that I recall. Might be more. I've been hit in the head a few times.
Yeah.
But that was the main thing. The troops were first, and then come back as Punchy. And the Punchy match was, like I said, I stood there, the guy runs into my hand.
Oh, exactly. That's
I
Punchy,
turn around,
yeah.
the guy runs into my hand again. I let him go by. The guy thinks, oh, I beat him. I put out the other hand.
Nice.
It was a stupid clown thing, but it was fun. I didn't have to do it. I love to take bumps. I didn't get to do that.
Yeah.
Punchy can't be beaten that way.
It would be nice, though, if you bump into sumo suits, it bounces
yeah.
you right back up.
But see, like doing stunts in Hollywood, I just did one where I have a CHP uniform on. I can't have any padding. In fact, that's what this is for.
Oh, wow, okay.
I ended up getting hit twice, falling backwards, so no padding, no anything, onto the asphalt. The second one, I got to crawl back because the guy's coming after me with the gun. So that's where I'm crawling,
Like brush burns. Kind of,
Well,
yeah.
it was, and as you can see, this is real stuff. But hey, that's what we do. I don't have a problem falling on the hard ground.
So the wrestling prepared you for acting and for stunt work. And how many films have you done stunt work for? I mean, are we talking dozens, or are we talking?
I've done over 400 jobs in Hollywood.
Wow.
I would say at least 350 of those are as a principal character, not as an extra. All of us. I mean, unless you're The Rock, who's he's a phenomenon to everybody.
Right.
But I had to pay my dues there too, so I went in. I did some extra work. It's like anything. You got to learn how it works, and I'm new, so I went in, did some extra work, worked my way up.
Yeah.
But I would say at least 350 jobs that I've done have been as a principal character in movies, TV shows, webisodes. That's becoming very big.
And they did the spot in the Wedding Singer with Adam Sandler. So you were in the scene with Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore and Billy Idol. On the plane.
I get Robbie and Julie, who's Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore. I get them together at the end of the movie. I remember getting the script and looking going, really? Well, I didn't know who was starring in this.
Oh, exactly.
But I'm reading this going, chick flick.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. And my agent's like, no, do it. And then it turns out, Adam Sandler tells me later, I viewed your disc that I gave him. He viewed that and picked me to do the part. So it's like, very honored with that.
That's amazing.
Adam is, unbelievable talent. And him and Drew obviously have some great chemistry because I think they just did their 4th movie together. So, and that's what Hollywood's all about. It's, the illusion.
The contacts and being the right person for the right role.
Yeah.
You had the look of a big guy, and it was not a place in an 80s-based film, and it worked out really well.
I mean, the cool part was, sad, I still had those leather pants that I wore were my leather pants for my
You just
wrestling
showed up?
days.
Did you just show up?
Well,
wearing
no, I didn't, because I didn't know the character that well.
Right.
And then it was actually David Lee Roth.
Oh, really? Okay.
That's the original way. So, I'm thinking girls, all that kind of stuff. And then they switched it to Billy Idol, and I was like, okay, White Wedding, that makes sense. But
Yeah.
that was a decision I found out just before I got to set. So, but no, you have to go through wardrobe fitting, and they're like, okay, what do you have like this? We're talking 80s or 70s, whatever, I'm like, well, I got leather pants. Oh my God, bring them. Well, they still fit, thank God.
That's helpful. Yeah. Now, you've also done, in addition to obviously the wrestling and the Hollywood stuff, you told the story up here at Cauliflower Alley a few years ago that there wasn't a dry eye in the place. You talked about a little boy. I can't remember the
Ricky.
details. Ricky?
Yeah.
What was it that you were going to show up on TV for something, and what was that story?
I got a call from people I knew that we had this young man that was dying, and it was a Make-A-Wish kind of thing. And so this is, the hospital will call you, and it was City of Hope, one of the best but worst places to ever be.
Oh, yeah.
And so the head nurse calls and says, hey, we got this young man, Ricky, and okay, tell me the story. First thing she says, he has fluid in the lungs. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah,
that means he has hours or just barely days to live. And says, he loves wrestling, blah, blah, blah. I had a buddy back then that he did mostly refereeing, but he'd come in like the announcer, but have his referee show. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here we are, All-Star Wrestling, and guess what, young Ricky? And so he'd go into the whole spiel, and he goes, good news, Andre the Giant says, "No, I'm afraid of Ricky." Hulk Hogan, "Oh no, way too big for me." Bad news, Mr. Outrageous is here. And then I walk in. We do the whole thing.
Nice.
Yeah, put on a little show for the kid. I've never met him before that, so it's all, just completely off the cuff. Well, it turned out, part of the story was Ricky had not been out of bed for over 6 months. He was on his very last days. So anyways, we have to wait for the parents. They just left. We come the next day. We do it because we know time's limited. We do our whole thing, and Mom calls me a couple of days later and says, "Well, I want to let you know Ricky died." She goes, "Well, I want to thank you." I'm like, "Thank me?
Right.
Your kid just died. Why are you thanking me?" She goes, "No, you don't understand. Ricky had gotten out of bed, sitting in a chair, because I told him an episode about Mad About You, where I get beaten as a wrestler, then the star of the show, or one of the stars, goes on to face Macho Man Randy Savage. Ricky sat in the chair to watch that episode, climbed back into bed, and died. Within hours, but it's like, and like I told the people here, it's like, this is the power we have as pro wrestling. This crazy freaking business.
And that's
of pro
why it was
wrestling.
so great, because the fact is, whenever you do something as silly as pro wrestling can be, you don't know who you're touching, who you're affecting, and that warmth that you can put out
and
there.
who you can help, and we can help everybody, and so that's why I'm very proactive in all the charities. I've done Special Olympics for probably 28 years now. I did 3 Make-A-Wishes. 2 out of the 3 died within days. I hate that call, but I can't turn it down.
Yeah, exactly.
I've done burn. I did a camp for kids that have been burned.
And you did the trip over to Africa as
Yeah,
well,
I
right?
just did Africa. I visited orphans over there. That was I actually just, the end of 2013. I was there for 16 days into 2014. Had no idea what to expect. Found out Sam Childers, the machine gun preacher, brought me over to Africa because it's all his orphanages. He has 7 orphanages now. No government money. It's all private donations. He's always, humping and pumping, trying to get, people to, fund more. So I went over there. Didn't know I was going to Ethiopia. I get there next morning. It's like, "Oh, by the way, we're going to Ethiopia tomorrow. Be packed. Here's your ticket." I like to research where I'm going, especially third world country.
It's one thing calling it in the ring, but calling it in the ring like that, we're going to Ethiopia.
And I'm like, Ethiopia, all you can think of starving people.
Oh, exactly.
Oh my God. Oh,
yeah.
Well, it was much better than that. I've got to give him credit. The problem I found was, and Sam had told me, he has, I think it was about 20 orphans that, you have to pay to go to school. He pays their way to go to school.
Oh my gosh.
The problem is, all the kids that go to the school disrespect them, and they stone them because they are orphans. So, it's just one of those things. So Sam asked if I'd make up a shirt for each one of the kids over there with my picture, with my belt, my pose, and say, "This is my little brother, this is my little sister, don't mess with them."
Oh my God.
And I'm like, not a problem.
It's all done. Yeah, do that.
So, and I'm going to see Sam here in another 3 weeks for a charity ride in Pennsylvania. We'll discuss my next trip to Africa. And
that's terrific.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you don't know where life is going to take you. And who thought I'd be in Africa?
Yeah, Punchy the Clown, Africa, pro wrestling,
pro
Adam
wrestling.
Sandler.
Yeah,
That's
all of it.
fantastic.
So it's crazy.
Well, Al, thank you very much. I appreciate the time.
Oh, geez, I guess I fell behind.
Hey, I didn't want to stop you. You don't have to drink the whole. That's not bad. I'd do it, but I would choke on the lime. Al,
now that's outrageous.
All right, thank you for watching One Beer with Dan Murphy.